Hey everybody, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. Tonight we're talking Six on history. We got Season 2, Episode 1 Critical happening. On tonight's episode, we got praying that leads to sex, Buddha gets a haircut, and oh yeah, Marissa's got asthma. Stick around, we're talking about it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey! Happy Memorial Day, guys!
Welcome everybody!
You guys have had the day off. We're in here working.
We are, AFTERBUZZ TV here. We're here, Six on history.
But I'm so excited to be back at work.
Me too, Season 2, we're here.
Season 2.
We made it, they asked us back.
This was our first show on AFTERBUZZ.
This was our first show.
And we predicted that Season 2 would happen because it's such an incredible show.
And we said if Season 2 comes back, we promised each other.
That we would be
and
back.
we kept that promise for a year.
Man, I love Dan.
Let's introduce ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, I'm Daniel Lindgren. Over to you now.
Hi, I'm Franceli Chapman. How you guys doing?
All right, Sally, I must say it is a pleasure to be back with you.
It's so good
You
to
are
see
a
you.
bright light in
Oh,
a dim
thank
room,
you.
and now I
Thank
can find the
you.
exit because we're here together. I'm serious, I really am. All right, well,
It's
we got a
fun.
lot. Let me tease
Yes,
something real
we
quick.
have lots to cover.
We, at the end of this episode, we are going to tell you about some special guests, some celebrity guests
Yes.
that we are going to have on throughout the
Ooh,
season.
so
But I'm not going to
exciting.
tell you right now.
Okay.
I'm going to make you wait.
All right.
Sally, overall thoughts on the
Okay.
first episode of Season 2.
Ooh, well,
First thoughts, overall thoughts, whatever you want.
let's be clear. It's
Okay.
been a while.
Yeah.
So thank God for that recap. Although there's a lot of things that I remember, so I'm
Yeah.
glad that they
Yeah.
gave us that. But all in all, I'm just so happy to get the action and all this stuff. And then again, the strategy of history, right?
Right.
Like Memorial Day to premiere the show on
fun,
a
yeah.
day that we are, again, happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all the veterans that have, given their lives for our freedom. So we just want to take a moment to thank you all for your service.
Yes.
And this show is giving commemoration to that too. The SEALs is a special group of people.
Certainly is.
And we learned that in Season 1 with the folks that came on the show that talked about all their training and what they learned. And so for me overall, I just loved all the action.
Right.
Even the things I didn't like in terms of like the characters. It's like love-hate relationships. Like
Right.
I know if I really don't like this new character, then that means you're doing a great job. So
And the other thing we also learned from last season is not just about them fighting, it's about the home life and the
Right.
family and all that.
Right.
So what I wanted to start and ask you about is Bear and Lena. What happened? Why don't I remember what happened at the end of episode 1? They were fighting a little bit, but she's living with someone else now?
yes, because at the end of Season 1, she left the home. She's like, I need some time. I need some space.
Who is that? Is that her sister?
I don't know who it is.
This
but
poor girl doesn't even get a name or a credit. We don't know. She's just
We
like,
don't know who she is,
We
but
don't
I
know.
know that she needed time and space.
Right.
And the reason why, if those who remember, she kept pushing Bear to kind of open up about what he's been doing
Correct.
and what's been happening.
right.
And when he finally shared some of his really, really darkness of what he thinks when it comes time to go out into the field, she couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And she needed some space.
I forgot how religious Lena is. I knew she was religious,
Yes.
but I mean, so she starts praying with him.
Yes.
And like apparently to some religious people, that is a big turn on. And then they go from a prayer. I don't know. They go from a prayer to dresser drawer
Listen,
sampling in a bedroom on
For
top of
those
each other.
out there that do pray,
Okay, tell me more about this.
prayer is very intimate.
Yes.
And some would say the level of intimacy in prayer is sometimes even more intimate than the actual act of sex. There's something that happens spiritually when two people connect, especially if they're already married. So
Right.
and they've been separated. So prayer brings you close. But that's on her end. On his end, it's
Right.
strictly carnal, I feel.
Oh, come on. Give him a break here.
I'm gonna be honest.
Well-
she's spiritual, he's carnal.
Is that the only time a woman is allowed to yell at another man's name while fooling around? She says Joseph. Joseph.
Well, his name is Joseph.
No, his name is Bear.
Well, that's his nickname.
I know,
But his
so just-
legal name is Joseph.
I know that, but to me, for my joke here that I'm trying to get away with, which you're not allowing, she said another
I'm
nice
not.
name in bed.
I'm not-
It was great though.
But you overall, you loved the episode, or what did you think?
I mean, it was a setup episode as far as I'm concerned.
Yes,
I love the setup. Everything looks like it's gonna be a really fun second season.
Yeah.
They set up everything real nice. We didn't really, we didn't get a lot into each character yet, but we do start the episode off with Marissa, and she is the one that ends up killing Rip. R.I.P. Rip.
We don't know, right? Like she just shot him.
Well, but then he ends up dying in that episode,
Yes.
Or in this first episode, which is disappointing for so many reasons. Because I wanted to see Rip. Walton Goggins is a great actor, and I really wanted him to be part of this second season. It looks like he's only going to be, unless they do more flashbacks. It looks like that this was his episode. And also, if you remember from season 1, his love interest, that I think was Naomi.
Yes.
That relationship can never come.
Right, well, never.
True for me.
We're not gonna see
as
her.
a fan.
I know. I'm so sad about that.
What are your thoughts on that? Oh no, go on.
Yeah, no, like overall, that was a shock. That was a huge. I didn't see that coming. I didn't think that they were gonna take him off.
And
the
they had
show.
him on the credits, so I really thought that I'm like, okay, he's in the credits. He'll be there for the whole season.
Yeah,
we'll get to see this relationship pan out with him and Naomi.
That's what I thought as well.
Yeah.
But no.
No, not at all.
Not at all. People.
All right. Well, so Marissa has Marissa's interesting character too. She's one of our new characters that we're kind of. I mean, we saw her really quick last season, but now we're like fully seeing her. Notice the newscaster is saying that they're looking for a guy, and they think it's someone from the Middle East.
Yes.
And it's a girl with asthma who's 19. I mean, they have no idea who shot Rip.
No idea.
And I just think that's so interesting.
Could the world be a little sexist?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I thought that was
that a woman can't be a killer.
Why not?
There's no women terrorists. What's going on?
Well, apparently there is.
There is.
Apparently is.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
There's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And speaking of learning a lot of things, I think that the best place to learn is right here at AfterBuzz. And our boss lady, a woman we love around here, Maria Menounos. She has a great podcast that just came out last year. And it's all about learning and having fun and about growing. And for those who want to do that, you can listen to her podcast called Conversations with Maria Menounos. And it's hosted by her, and it's right here on AfterBuzz TV. And it drops every Friday on iTunes. And it's about health and wellness and career and relationships, finances.
Nice.
Like it covers like all these areas.
Cool.
So our big sister Maria is doing that not just for us here, but on the podcast for you guys out there at home. So go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free.
For free.
Be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria know that us right here on the Six,
that's right,
Dan and Sally hang out, that we sent you over there.
Sent you over there. She's also a big Boston sports fan like me.
Yes.
So if anything,
I was so sad the Celtics didn't make it.
I know, me too.
But that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition. Check it out.
Check it out. Very nice. We got our first real sense of flashbacks in this episode. That was kind of cool. I counted, I think, 3 different flashbacks.
Yes.
Which was very interesting. What did you think of the first? First one was with Bear and Rip.
Right.
And we get to see their relationship with just hunting, I think, at that point.
Yes.
That's way back. And he asked him to be like the godfather. Bear asked Rip to be the godfather.
Godfather of the son. And then there's the flashback with Buddha, and we find out.
I know. This is interesting.
That Buddha didn't get team leader because of that he has a family. He's the only one who has a family. And it's interesting because I was on Twitter, and there was a moment where Rip called Buddha's son like little.
Well, either way, we're seeing
something. He said something that was like about Rip makes a lot of jokes when it comes to the Latino community, and I'm torn. I'm like, I don't know if that's for them, their love.
They're that close that they can
close
do that.
There's that endearment, or I'm just like, I don't know how I feel. Is this a racial thing? I don't want to make it a thing, but yeah, I was interested to see what people were saying on Twitter, and some people were like, "Oh my God, this is hilarious! I love that he calls his son that."
Yeah.
And other people were like, "I don't like it." So
I thought it was interesting that Rip purposely tells Buddha this information about him not being the team lead when his kids are there.
Right.
Like,
he's like, "Don't
Rip
do
is
this around
he's
the
a
kids."
diabolical mastermind here. He's waiting for the opportune time to let him know that he wants Bear to be. And we never even knew that background.
No, we didn't.
We always just thought Bear was the next in line. But no, Buddha thought he was supposed to be.
Right.
Which is very interesting.
And I love that about season 2 writers. Thank you, thank you, thank you that you're giving us more backstory and we're learning more
Are we
about
gonna
their
get
history.
more flashbacks in throughout the whole season?
I hope so. I pray so. Please.
You pray so.
I pray so. I mean, that was the theme in this episode. Praying gets us
Yes.
places.
It certainly does. Into the bedroom, on a dresser drawer. Got
You
it.
know, and breaking stuff.
I call it a bureau back in in Massachusetts. We call it a bureau.
Okay.
Everyone, what's a bureau? I'm like, it's a dresser drawer. But is that an East Coast thing? It's me.
It's an East Coast
I'm a
thing.
Boston boy. My bad.
Yeah,
My
it's
bad.
all good.
It's all good. You forgive me?
I forgive.
All right, let's talk. What's this iTunes thing? Tell me about this.
Oh, guys, listen.
Yeah.
Not only
What's going
are we on our AfterBuzz TV dramas on YouTube, but we're also on podcasts on iTunes.
That's
You
right.
can listen to us on the go while you're at the gym. And please give us 5 stars, rate us.
Gotta rate
all
us.
of that. We need that because that's how we are able to stick around. So make sure that when you're on iTunes listening to us, that you do that. Give us a
Right.
thumbs up. Give us our stars.
They don't let me in the door here, guys, unless I
Hello.
get 5 stars.
Hello.
Hello. Exactly.
You want us here for season 3, you know, and also on YouTube, you can rate us, you can comment there as well. And we love having you guys on the chat. So give us all our comments. You can rate us there as well. But yes, iTunes and YouTube, thumbs up, all of that.
We got some new characters tonight. I know.
I got notes.
You got notes.
I got things to
You're
say.
waving the notes in the air.
I got things to say about this Gina and this Trevor.
You have to be able to read them. You wrinkle them up too much. Careful.
Yes, we do
All
have 2
right,
new
so
characters.
we got Gina, played by Olivia Munn.
Yes.
Which is a great get
I mean,
by Six. Oh my goodness.
she's gorgeous.
Very gorgeous.
she's talented.
Very talented.
Yes.
Very famous too. Let's
be
besides
clear.
Walton Goggins, she's probably one of the more famous,
Yes.
well-known character people on the show.
Yes.
Like not everyone knows that Alex Caulder was on a Disney Channel original movie Alley Cat Strike like I do, but I know that Alex Caulder was on that because I used to watch as a kid
Dan
obsessively.
is a huge fan. He's a huge fan.
I do. I like me some Disney Channel original movies. I really do. They're great. I still watch them.
Dan, I missed you.
Oh, thanks. Thanks so much.
He makes me smile.
First thoughts on Gina?
Listen, Gina's a badass.
She is. She'll do whatever it
Whether you
takes.
agree with her tactics or not,
That's right.
let's be clear. She is not one to be played with.
She's not.
And what I enjoy is that they did choose. I think it's interesting. They took Rip out and they put her in.
Right.
And so to have a woman at the forefront and kind of be the one who's going to be calling the shots.
She is.
That moment in the field with Bear where he's like,
yeah.
get off my scene. And she's like, listen, you work for me.
Me.
Let's-
I called you in
right.
here.
You wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for me.
Right.
And I think that that's beautiful. And just the direction and where TV is going with the narrative of women central stories.
Right.
I'm all for it. So I'm all for Team Gina. I'm Team Gina. Let's
Good.
see. I might not be Team Gina for the rest of the season.
We'll find
but
out. And
right
with
now.
that said, but we're also introduced to this character named Trevor. Here we go. I knew it. Right when you saw it happen.
Listen,
He's an interesting character, and
Eric Landon, love you. You're doing a great job.
because we don't like you already, right?
Right,
That's why.
but I was like, is he racist? Like, the first thing I wrote is,
He comes off as racist with that comment to
was like,
to
is he-
Chase and Fishbait
yes,
about the
him being a terrorist
yes
and affirmative
action is the one I was
I was
thinking. Of.
like, great writing, by the way, because in the military, and I have friends who were Marines, Air Force, I know folks in all 4 branches, but that's one of the things that my friends who are of color would talk about, just like what happens in the things that people say that they can't talk about.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm thankful for the writers for putting things like that in season 2, although it makes me so mad
Yeah. Well,
at the character. But it's great writing because it happens.
I mean, they set you up like right away with him, letting you know that he's kind of a dick, and that he's having the intercourse with the woman, and then she's tired and passes out, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna give her an IV drip to wake her back up, and
What an introduction to a
that's
character,
right.
though.
They don't want you
Having
to like
sex
him.
on a couch, like, come on. Like,
Hey.
that's quite an introduction.
Yeah. Just call me Mr. Jealous over here. I was like, oh, go Trevor. Oh, good for you. Way to be.
Listen, we'll see what Trevor's like for the rest of the season.
We
but I
will.
was
Maybe
definitely-
we'll come around to him. We don't know
we'll
yet.
see.
I wish they showed a little bit more Michael, but I guess we have to only see him just in the interrogation room. I know he's
Hi,
your
Dominic.
yeah.
He's my favorite villain to not like.
I
I mean, hopefully we can finally get him on here this season.
We're reaching
Dominic,
out.
Dominic,
We'll
yes?
keep reaching out. What did he shove into Dominic's shoulder? Was that
Keys.
a key?
They
yeah,
were
it was like a key
keys.
from a fancy car because it wasn't like my key to my car, which is a piece of metal. This had like circular, intricate parts, and I was like,
They were good keys for
right
sure.
in there. Right in there.
I mean, he was in a black ops site, and in those sites, a lot goes down.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
A lot goes down. What do we think is going to happen with Olivia and Michael now? Because right at the end there, I know she's going to interrogate him, but like, she's going to like pretend to be on his side, and then he's going to start working for her. That's fun.
I mean,
if Michael
we'll see
does that.
if Michael agrees to flipping sides. I mean, at the end of season 1, I feel like Michael was at a place where he was conflicted about whose side he was playing on, and kind of questioning this whole mission.
Yeah.
So I think season 2 might be his road to redemption. I don't know. We'll
They
see.
should just
'cause
call
remember,
it 6 on History Road to Redemption for
because
Michael.
remember, for season 1, I said Rip was on a road to redemption.
Well,
and
that's yeah.
And it ended with season 2 of his death, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And maybe Michael's on a road to redemption. And if their pattern is the same, then unfortunately it might end in his death. I don't know.
Are there any healthy relationships between the SEALs and their wives right now?
It doesn't.
Did you see what's going on with Buddha
It
and his
doesn't
wife?
feel like it.
No, right?
Shout out to Nadine. Hey, girl.
Yeah, Nadine was here last year. Shout outs
I
to her.
love her.
Yeah, definitely.
But she's not happy.
No, she does not like this new house.
Well, she chose the new house. She uprooted everybody.
And then Buddha's like, "Is there even a bathroom here?" I'm like, "What's going on?"
It's crazy.
But how did he just find a razor? Like that was like a men's razor too. But like how did he have that?
He's like,
I was so confused how he's like, "Oh yeah, I just have that here though. I don't know where any of my stuff's not here."
Right.
But there's a men's razor in the bathroom ready for me to use for this scene.
It's a new house.
Very nice.
Whatever.
Yeah, so they're fighting, and
television.
that's going to be an interesting situation. I mean, Buddha's got it tough though. I mean, he's got the whole family to deal with. All right, I think we should talk about the big helicopter scene, don't you? Because
Let's do it.
I have some. You had some. Do we want to do some special background about that helicopter scene, or we talk about it first?
It's
Your
up
call.
to you. We
No.
can do it.
It can be up to both of us.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about the scene.
Let's talk about the scene. Like I said, one of the things I really appreciate about this show in general is all the action, and I'm all into the fight sequences
Right.
and all of that. So I really loved that they brought it back full speed. Like,
Episode 1 of season 2, right?
let out the dogs off
Let
their
the dogs
leash.
out. Who
Like,
let the dogs out? 6 let the dogs out.
seriously, because they wanted to take them off the mission, and he was like,
Send us in already.
come on, coach, put me in.
It makes sense though. They're too close to the situation, and you even
close.
saw it in that fight scene. They were doing things that they should probably not have been doing, taking chances they shouldn't have been taking.
Right, because the emotion was so high. The intensity of the scene was so incredible.
They still let him in there though.
I
So
was like, they was killing everybody. I was like, oh.
I don't know how Buddha was able to kill every single person except for Dragon.
Well,
Like, how did he know? Like, he was just firing away in those minivans.
well, here's the thing. Gina is the boss technically, and she said, I need him alive. And so
Of course. But how did
they
he
have
not?
to follow orders.
right.
He's supposed to be alive.
I saw it coming that he was going to blow himself up, though.
Really? You saw it coming?
Yeah, right. I knew it.
something bad was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be a bomb. I didn't think he was
Right.
going to really shoot him.
How convenient that journal was there, though, and they got that, and then that's going to lead him to Michael. Like, perfect. Perfect.
But they already had Michael.
Right, but I guess they didn't. They said that book, that journal, led them.
Right.
Like, oh, well, Michael's the guy.
It gives them codes to a
They
lot
called
of things.
the girl that what's her Gina told the girl to F off. Kate was her name. The girl in the
Yes.
car.
Yes.
She said that Michael was just an errand boy and he wasn't even like this big bad guy. They say the princes. How's Michael gonna feel about that? Or Dominic, I guess, too.
Well,
How did you feel about that? Considering you think he's like the baddest guy ever.
well,
Well, you know.
he's a good villain. I see
Right.
goodness in him. And ultimately, we've known, though, he was taking orders from somebody.
And maybe it helps that he's the errand boy, because maybe then he can have his road to redemption. Because if he's not the top dog,
Right.
maybe he's finally not going to finally agree with that top dog and
Right.
help the SEALs out. We thought he was going to help them out in the last season of season 1, by the way, as well.
That's what we thought.
That did not happen.
That did not happen.
All right. Let's tease some of the people. we might get on the show.
We might have some new people.
Yes. Well, let's start with this.
Okay.
Brianne Davis, who plays Lena Graves on the show.
Yes. Oh
she
my gosh. We love
has agreed in principle to coming in for the last episode of the season.
So excited.
Season finale. She will be here live in studio talking everything Six on
So you
history.
have to watch every episode.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
There we go.
There's one.
There we go. So yes, Brianne's coming, and Edwin Hodge, who plays Chase.
Yeah, you guys.
Shout out to my friend and
Chatting it
whatever.
up. You let him know we had season 2 going.
Yes, I was like, listen, he was on live today.
Yep.
I got on his live. I said, listen, when are you coming back?
Yes.
So he said he might be here next week.
Whoa!
So we'll,
That is mighty soon.
I know.
I'm gonna brush my teeth for next week
Listen,
for sure.
I'm gonna keep tweeting him like, listen.
Listen, it's time.
Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't have anyone today because
We needed to get reunited, you and me.
That's true.
So it worked out.
Yes,
But yes.
yes, and
The more the merrier, though, please, everyone.
It's
come in.
Memorial Day, and they all had like a watch party, a special watch
Right,
party to
right.
help raise funds for veterans. That's the great thing about this cast and this show and the creators and history. They have really become advocates. Like they went to the grave sites
Mm-hmm.
of a lot of the veterans that have fallen, and they just do all these things in association with the Veterans Association. And
Nice.
so it's just really great to see all the community service and work that they do.
They were down in Orange County at the
Yes.
Tilted Kilt.
I think so.
Where I have taken a date or two myself.
Oh, look at you. You be dating and stuff?
I'm still single, so they probably didn't go well. But they happened.
They happened.
And there you go.
There we have
Life
it.
experience happened.
So those are some exclusives. We're definitely going to have
Yep.
some great folks on the show this season. We're really, really glad to be back.
For sure.
And the great thing about this show, too, is it's just how serious they are about their training. We learned that
know.
in season 1. But in season 2, especially specifically for this Black Hawk scene, you know,
Yeah, tell them the helicopter thing. Tell
the
them about
helicopter,
that.
it's so interesting because a fan had tweeted Barry Sloane, who plays Bear, and was like, hey, you know, the way these scenes are done, it's so well shot. Like, I want to learn more about behind the scenes, like what is CGI, what isn't. And literally, I'm going to read word for word what Barry tweeted. He said, 100% of it is us on the Blackhawks and on the ground. The SEALs would not let us cheat. Like, it's so important to the SEALs that it's depicted so authentically.
Yeah, they were in those.
They were in
choppers.
those chapters. They were on that ground. They go through SEAL training.
Right. We learned about
Like,
that last season. Yeah.
It's hardcore serious for these guys. So shout outs to them, because I'm like, I can't even imagine.
No.
I cannot. Like Eric, who plays Trevor, he's the new guy.
The new guy.
He literally tweeted that on some of the takes, he almost threw up.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, it was a lot.
I would have thrown up. So I just one-upped you, Trevor.
I'm like,
Eric.
Listen, I don't know how y'all do it. It's crazy.
It's great. They're all in great shape. They look great.
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
Bodies for days.
Bodies for days.
Bodies for days.
Yeah.
Listen,
I got
today-
bodies for an hour or two.
I will say, guys, in honor of being on the 6th today, this morning, I went on a hike.
Nice.
I did. I was like, you know what?
I went to the gym too.
I
There we
need
go.
to work out today.
Okay.
I need to do something fit.
Yeah.
Because these guys are looking better than me, and
Yep.
it's not okay.
Nice. I ate a bowl of cereal, and then at my spoon, I made it like I had an extra heavy spoon, and like look at that, look at the wrist.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
were
working the
see.
wrist out with the spoon.
Dan claims eating cereal is a workout. Okay.
I literally eat
this
cereal
is where
every day
we
to work
are.
out.
Great.
Yeah. Let's get into our final thing here. I want to get into some predictions
Okay.
for the rest of this season.
Oh, okay.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
What are we slated for? 10 episodes this season or 12? I think it might be 12. I think it might be 12.
I think so.
So there's a lot of predictions to be had for this
There's
season.
a lot going on.
Yeah. Do you want to give one first and then me?
Whew. Okay.
Woo! Oh my.
So, as hard as it is for me to say this,
Oh my goodness.
I don't
Say it.
I don't think Michael's gonna make it.
Oh, what?
Like he might make it through season 2, but I really feel like at the end of every season, someone either gets
Someone's
shot
gotta be bad.
or has
Yeah.
to die.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I think it's gonna be Michael. That's just one of my predictions. I know, and I'm Dominic. I love you. I'm so sorry, but that's how
She just wrote you off the show.
It's not even that. It's just like
I know.
just the way it's going. I feel like if he infiltrates and the prince is so powerful,
Yeah.
and they find out and he gets caught, he's a dead man. Like there's no way around that. My prediction is also Olivia is gonna get a lot of pushback from these guys.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think that it's gonna go well for a woman to be in charge. So it's gonna be interesting to see the journey between her and the SEAL team.
Yeah.
Buddha's definitely gone rogue. I think that the death of Rip is something that is gonna take a huge process,
Yeah.
and I think it's going to take a huge toll not only on him personally in terms of his family life, but also professionally. I think he's not going to be able to operate in the same way. Like you said, like that scene where he was doing things kind of just out of balance and out of order.
Yeah, where he's going
I don't
ahead with the
think
gun when they
it's-
told him not to, right?
I don't think it stops there.
Oh, I don't either, right?
I think
You got
throughout
it.
the season, we're going to come up with some challenges with
Yeah.
Buddha. And then also, I don't know. I don't have a prediction per se about what's going to happen with Bear and Lena, but I don't know. Their marriage is definitely on the rocks, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
I'll pray about it. How about that, girl?
You got to pray about it.
I'm going to pray.
I predict that Buddha's hair will grow back.
Of course.
Yep, I think that's going to happen. No, what you're saying about Bear and Lena, I actually think you're right. I think they're going to get... I think they're going to separate, but I think that Buddha...
Wait, you think they're going to separate?
Yeah, and I think, well, why not? Why not just throw it out there?
Okay. Because you want it for yourself.
Yeah, no, Brienne's married in real life, and she has a wonderful husband who's also an actor, and he's doing his thing. Brienne said she wanted to be on the last episode for a reason.
Oh, okay. You're right.
So I'm just going to throw that, just so then we can talk about
Just for giggles.
And then I think that Buddha and Nadine's character, Lynn Velasquez is the actress. Her character, they're going to work it out.
Okay.
Why can't I think of her name?
It's all right.
I'll think of it eventually.
It'll come to you.
And then I think we're all going to start to like Trevor for some reason.
You think so? Listen, I'm not Team Trevor, so
I'm not Team Trevor either. I just think that they have a, the writers have an interesting way of making us like, and I think
hate
that you're right
somebody
though,
and then
Michael.
love
I
them.
think Michael's going to have his road to redemption.
okay.
And I think he's going to survive. I think he's going to become on the good side, but he's already done so many bad things that they can't just let him free. But at least maybe he can, because he's the one that got Marissa. He brainwashed the crap out of her to start doing all this stuff.
Well, low key, I think Marissa's in love with him.
She said she's
she's
gonna go
like-
after everyone. That's interesting. That's a great prediction too.
Because
She's
she
gonna go after
literally,
each one, each seal.
she might get every seal because she literally was like, "Did you tell him that I did this for him?" But there's no way to get a hold of Michael because he's
Right.
in captivity. So
Nadine's name is Jackie,
yes, it
and
is
now
Jackie.
Jackie might be right with her prediction of moving the kids to the other house. Then,
Right.
If Marissa's coming after everyone,
Because she's like, "How did they know where he lives?"
right?
You know, so
So she might not be overreacting after all,
I don't
moving the
think so.
kids. If Marissa's trying to get every seal,
right, because she
Because-
does have a picture of Buddha.
she got that picture.
She
of
got
Buddha.
that
I
picture.
saw it.
She was
Talking to, and then she had the X over Walton and
right.
proving that Buddha could be next.
Buddha could be next.
Buddha's next.
I hope not, because I love him. So we'll see.
I love them all. Not
And that's
really.
what I'm saying.
Not all of them.
Unfortunately, it might have to be Michael who has to go, because
Yeah.
I don't want another seal to go.
What about like fish bait or something? Maybe he goes.
No.
Well, I don't. I'm just trying to think
No.
of.
You know how heartbreaking season 1
Chase
was?
ain't
when
going nowhere. Edwin's not going nowhere. How about that?
Chase, you're there forever. The token black man. He cannot go nowhere.
It's done.
Because when Donnie died, well, Donnie's his real name, but when
Yeah.
Donnie's character passed away last season, it was heartbreaking.
Right, and now Trevor's taking. They even say Trevor's taking the place of Buckley. I'm like, come on.
Come on, guys. I was upset.
That was disappointing.
But it's okay. For
sure.
Shout outs to Donnie.
Shout outs to
Shout outs to Donnie Boaz. Hey.
Donnie Boaz.
Donnie Boaz.
Got discovered in a mall walking around, and they're like, "Hey, you want to be a model and an actor?" And he's like, "Yeah, I do."
There you go.
That's happened.
It can happen anywhere for anybody.
I gotta start walking around malls more. All right. Anyways, yes, great. Enough about me.
Oh my gosh, Dan, I'm so happy to be back.
I am too.
I
This
hope
is
you
a lot of
guys are
fun.
happy to be back with us right here. Make sure the 6 is actually on Wednesdays.
It's going to be on Wednesdays from now on. We're going to figure out our
Yes.
schedule. We're going to make sure we get
Yes.
out here for every episode doing the after show for it.
Yes.
We haven't completely figured it out, but it's in the works.
Yes.
Definitely. And we'll be here making it happen. But yeah,
Yes.
Wednesdays at 10.
Yes, this was a special episode for
Memorial
Memorial
Day.
Day. But there is a new episode this Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I'm ready.
Yes!
I'm ready to bounce out of season 1 and into season 2. Everything's
Yes.
fantastic. Let's
excited.
introduce ourselves one last time. My name's Daniel Lindgren. You can follow me on all things social at the Dan Lindgren.
And you know your favorite Afro-Latina here, Franceli Chapman. You can follow me at all things at Celly Hangout.
That's right.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for hanging out with us. 6 on History, Season 2, Episode 1 Critical. Out of here.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you
you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.